What's up, you guys? I am Nia. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, this video, I want to talk about that alert that just went off. Well, it went off earlier today. But that's not by coincidence. I know y'all got the alert. That's not by coincidence. It is so, like, they're preparing for this nuclear war that's coming between Russia and the United States. Russia wants to get it back in blood with us. It's really going to be up. And it's so ironic. When that came through on my phone, I screenshotted the message because I was like, I wanted to remember to talk about it in the next video that I plan on doing tomorrow. But we're going to talk about it, make it its own video. And but months ago, I told y'all see the playlist about this. Like, God is not playing. They could think, I don't know what people thinking it's a game. They thinking stuff is just, when it's all come to pass, you will once and for all know that God is the beginning and the end, the first, the last, Alpha, the Omega. He is not playing. He's angry with the things that's going on in his world. He is angry that people are thinking that they are God and they are not. They thinking that they're above and beyond. And I told y'all, I've been telling y'all that he's going to use Russia. He's going to use Russia to humble America. This is going to be the fall of America, the fall of modern day Babylon, like it's in the book of Revelations. And I told y'all a long time ago that Putin said, if we back Ukraine in that war, we will feel the wrath of God. And this thing with them, see, I haven't been getting caught up too much on it, but before I did this video, I did look up, because I was trying to find the article that I had saw months ago about what would happen in the event of a nuclear war, like how to prepare for a nuclear war. I was researching that, and it was saying something like you will only have like 15 minutes to get to your kids from school and to get to safety because of the radioactiveness from the nuclear, I don't want the video to get demonetized or whatever, but from the nuclear threat, from the explosive of it. Saying certain words still might end up getting me add suitability on the video, but I don't care because it's here to talk about it. This ain't about the money. But I was reading it and I was like, wow, it made me nervous because I'm like, I didn't like the fact that my kids were in two different locations, and y'all know, like I told y'all, I don't have a car right now. So it's like, if that was to happen, I would have to get to two different locations. That's why I'm just so happy that my baby is at home with me. And I told God, I already know how God operates. He going to make that, when this thing go down, whatever the day to happen, if my daughter is in school, he's going to give me a reason for her to stay home. He's going to make the alarm not go off. Like, I know my father and I know what he's done, for me previously. With that situation, I know for a fact it was like an angel came in my room that day and turned off that alarm clock when he didn't want me going to that job. Like, it was just crazy. But in this season, you guys, it is important to prepare. But it was saying something on the article that I was reading then about, how to prepare for a nuclear war. It was like you will only have, limited time. And in an event like that, everybody's going to be going crazy. Like, that alert just came through. This is why they're testing it. They're not testing it for no reason. And how ironic is Russia, they just had a testing too for their emergency system. I'm going to read y'all a little bit about a little bit of that article. But it's not a coincidence. Nothing is happening by coincidence. The moment that thing came through my phone, I said, oh, this is what that article was talking about months ago. This is what that article was talking about. And this is why I'm saying it's something special about Texas. This is why he's moving a lot of us around. I'm telling you, it's not by coincidence. And I was just talking to my daughter about it too. I said, God is angry with the world, Ceylani. Like, he is angry. In a lot of places, it's going to get destroyed because of this. And they already have been planning their attack. Russia is moving on God's time. And when they hit, like, all the crap that he talking back and forth, he saying, what was the little part I just saw? Oh, it's on there. Because I'll be looking at it from my phone. But all the stuff, him waiting it out, that's because he waiting on that go from God. That's what he waiting on. People think that this stuff is a joke. Y'all need to be preparing, because in the event that it go down, the phones might not work, but they still probably will send it through the phones. Get you something like this that has it's like a flashlight, and it also has the radio. I need to actually keep my charger. It has like a solar, it's like a crank, a little crank joint. I had 2 of them, but I lost I lost my storage, and I had so much stuff in my storage unit, y'all. Preparing for this, I've been preparing for this for months, and I end up losing my storage unit because I ended up paying for the thing. But it's okay, because I still been restocking again on stuff. But I told my daughter, I was like, that's why mommy was buying all of that stuff in Houston, and then I brought it all to Dallas. But then money got short and everything. I was like, I'm tired of paying for that storage unit. I need it for other stuff, like. So I ended up letting that go. I had like hella water and everything, but I've been restocking now that we in our house, like. So I've been stocking my garage up with stuff. Like, y'all get y'all some stuff. I've been telling y'all, prepare for this thing, because it's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's a matter of when, and it's going to happen. And it's going to happen. And you don't want to be in a frenzy worried about how you're going to eat. Worrying about money right now, that's not what you need to be worried about. And I already know that's why God has shifted me, and why he's shifting a lot of us. It's a big shift in the world, because he's trying to prepare his chosen ones. He's trying to prepare the 144,000 that's in the book of Revelations. He's trying to prepare. He's trying to prepare you. This is the time to be getting closer to him so he can lead you to your safe zone. You know, it's just nothing happens by coincidence. But when I saw this article about, let me see, I think I had typed in nuclear war. But when I saw this, yeah, they doing it too. It says sirens blare across Russia as it holds nationwide emergency drills. This was 3 hours ago. What's the odds that both of our countries are testing this nuclear war stuff? And I remember months ago, I read that article about that. I'm like, wow. I was like, I will have limited time. And it's so funny, because with me sending my daughter to school, I don't know, it's just been, I'm preparing. It's like I've been preparing. I be preparing for the worst. But I just, when my daughter being in this school, you know, I just want to make sure. I've been trying to figure out which hallway is where her class is, so I know exactly which door to go to, you know, because of this stuff that be going down on with these schools. And, you know, I just be like, I need to make sure I can get to my baby. I need to make sure I know exactly the hallway to get to, like the closest way to get to her, to get her out, to flee. You know, like they had to do in some of these shootings and the schools and stuff. You know, some of the parents had to sneak in. Like, they not waiting for y'all I already know me. I'm not waiting for nobody to save me and my kids. I'm getting to my baby. So I know what hallway, like the door that goes right to her hallway for where her class is, everything. But y'all need to prepare, because, and like I said, get one of these. You know, it's something that has like a radio. Get you some flashlights. Get y'all kits. Get y'all emergency kits going. Get you a lot of water. Like, this stuff is real. It's real. Look up on Google on how to prepare for nuclear war, because it's going to be that bad. That man told us, if y'all back Ukraine, it's going to be smoke. It's going to be smoke. And I saw something that he said that they keep talking about some Putin's bluff. He ain't bluffing, but they think he bluffing because it ain't happening yet, because he keeps he's like doing threats right now, but it's really not a threat. He's not just threatening the people. He's going against NATO because we back Ukraine. But it's not a coincidence. Let me see if I can read the part. Let's see. It says sirens wailed across Russia and TV stations interrupted regular programming to broadcast warnings Wednesday as part of sweeping drills intended to test the readiness of the country's emergency responders amid the fighting in Ukraine. The exercise that started Tuesday follows Ukrainians' drone attacks on Moscow and other cities. As the readiness drill went on, the Russian Defense Ministry said air defenses shot down 31 Ukrainian drones over border regions early Wednesday. As part of the drills, TV stations broadcast a notice saying, "Attention everyone, the readiness of the public warning system is being tested. Please remain calm." And that's what we got. Ain't that what we just got? As Russian media said, the exercise's scenario mentions the increasing danger of a conflict between nuclear powers and simulates a response to a situation in which 70% of housing and all vital infrastructure has been destroyed, wide areas contaminated by radioactive fallout, and a general mobilization announced. It says, coincidentally, the U.S. federal government on Wednesday is testing its emergency alert system designed to allow the president to speak to the American people within 10 minutes during a national emergency via outlets such as radio and television. It will also send test messages. It also will send test messages to the mobile phone customers in the U.S., according to the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Dmitry Medvedev, deputy head of Russia's Security Council, chaired by President Vladimir Putin, has regularly talked about the growing threat of a nuclear conflict. It says lambasting Western officials who talk about increasing military assistance to Kyiv. Medvedev charged over the weekend that those imbeciles are actively pushing us to World War III. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen, baby. It's going to happen. My prophetic warning playlist has been talking about this since I touched down to Texas. That's why I just told my daughter, bro. I said, God is using mommy. God is like, I can't even believe this. I just can't believe it. Like, I said, we didn't move to Texas for no reason. Like, it's deeper than just the situation that happened with me and my baby dad. Like, it's deeper than that. That's just what he used to get me away and to start using me. From the moment I touched down and started reading that Bible, I knew stuff was up. Like, he said those imbeciles are actively pushing us to World War III. Putin said long time ago, if you back Ukraine in this war, you will feel the wrath of God. This is what he told us. This is what he warned Biden. They think that he's just sending threats. We calling his bluff. They keep trying to call his bluff because he ain't did nothing yet. But the thing is, he got to wait on that go from God. He got to wait on that go. And that's because God is trying to prepare his people for the showdown, for the Armageddon, the final battle. It says, such ominous statements and sweeping emergency drills contrast with the government's efforts to assuage a public increasingly tired of the nearly 20 months of fighting that the Kremlin continues to call its special military operation. While regularly criticizing the West over Ukraine, Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, or however you say it, and other members of the military brass have said Russia doesn't need another wave of mobilization because the army has enough volunteer soldiers. Okay. Anyhow, I say all this to say, you guys, prepare. Because they know what's going on. They know what's going on. This is all it's all in the text. Like, Jeremiah, this is what he was talking about. Jeremiah, the prophecy of Jeremiah, like this stuff, this is why I've been saying history repeats. Because it's like it repeats. And one of them are going to be assassinated. Biden or Putin, because of this. One of them are going to be assassinated in the midst of all of this. It's like everything. And when this go down, y'all gonna know that a prophet has really been amongst you. I told that man at that shelter that day, I told him what was gonna happen. He's like, that ain't happening again. I said, yeah, all right. I said, remember, you gonna remember me. You gonna remember that girl. You can make that girl. Yeah, that one that wasn't trying to give you no rap. Yeah, she knew something. But you guys, this ain't by coincidence. That system, it ain't by coincidence. The moment it came, I said, oh, this is what I read about a couple months ago. That it said they will send out a mass alert. They're testing this. Trust me, ain't nothing by coincidence. There's no such thing as a coincidence. I no longer believe in coincidences. God has shown me that he is God. He is real. He is the one. It's him. Ain't nothing happening by coincidence. It is strategy. It is the will of God. Prepare as much as you can. That's all I can say is prepare and repent. Because many are going down for this. That's why I just told my daughter, she started crying. She started crying. You know, because her daddy. I said, our dad's like, daddy gonna be good. Daddy gonna be good. I said, Baltimore is going down. It's not funny, but she's like, but daddy. I said, daddy gonna be good. Your daddy is gonna be good. He gonna be straight. Just off the strength of me. Just off the strength that he connected to us. I said, mommy's chosen. And you chosen too, because you connected to mommy. You mommy's child. And because daddy connected to me, he gonna be straight too. Hopefully. But this is real. And he getting all of these cities. That's why I said, as much as I want to be living in Houston, it's the reason he moved me from Houston too. And it's so weird that the other day, the guy came by to talk to me about the grids, about how it's so much, because y'all know Texas is like its own country within the country. Like they run on their own power grid system. They run on their own system. So stuff that's gonna affect the other states with the power grids ain't necessarily gonna affect Texas. But they got their own thing. And he came by and he was like, your house is the only one that, you know, gets the most natural light. So it would be trying to get me to get the solars up on the house or whatever. And he was talking about the power grid, how it's too much energy coming onto Texas power grid system. And they're trying to get some people, they're paying homeowners to get the solar panels or whatever. They're gonna pay for it and something like that. And as he was saying that, like, I'm telling you, it just be like, I just be feeling like it's a reason for that. And I know God gonna come back and it's gonna be a reason that man showed up at my house to talk to me about that. And the fact that I answered the door, because normally I wouldn't even answer the door, but just to know about that, because I know that they're gonna be attacking our power grids. They're gonna be attacking the major cities. And especially because if you look at the nuclear power plant map, a lot of the power plants are along near the mountains. That's why I say God, the way he created this thing is strategic. They get the source from his, like all our power, electricity, that comes from God's creation. The mountains, the waters, that's where they get their energy from. Like, and to see where the power plants are stationed at, it's just real interesting. And actually, when we was on a train yesterday, when we was coming from the zoo, was when we going to the zoo, and I saw them back there. Ceylani was like, my daughter, she was like, Mommy, what's that called again? Like, cause you know, we passed by the power like power plants back there, because the way that they build the train systems and all of this stuff is like they build it. It's like strategically placed. All of that stuff. Most of the train systems go across the rivers because you get direction from the waterways. This is how they was able to get directions way before they had directions, way before. This is how they traveled up and down the states. They go through the waters, or at least the land that's on the brink of the waterways. The rivers will lead you to where you need to go. The rivers are the true tree of life. That's how you truly get direction. That's how you can get direction from the south to the north, from the north to the south. The main river that goes from the south to the north is the Mississippi River. And then the other biggest one is the Missouri River that starts going off towards the West Coast. Like, it starts going off that way. But the bodies of water, and this is how they'll build and I told y'all, that little shorts video that's on my page when I, months ago, when I saw them, like all of those, them, what they call them, like them army trucks things, like, I don't know what they call it, but the machinery. It was heavy machinery coming through, like, excuse me. And I was recording that for y'all. I was saying World War III on the way. They've been preparing for this. They're not going to speak on certain stuff, at least not, because they don't want to get folks in a frenzy. They don't want to get people panicking. They don't want y'all going to buy up the food. They making sure they good first. If anything, they making sure they good first. Y'all know they're not for the people. They don't care about us. It's every man for themselves. And during this time, y'all need to be having stuff that you can barter. Have stuff that you can barter. Buy goods. Buy your baking soda. Buy your flour, your sugar, your rice. Don't even worry about all them snacks and stuff. You gonna just need to be able to survive. And start fasting, because you might be going some days without eating just to feed your kids. Just to make sure because it's going to take time for this stuff to reset. But when I saw all them weaponry going, I'm like, wow, what are they doing with this? Because most of the weapons that they send to Ukraine, that comes from Europe. Like, y'all know we with Europe, like they're together. Like, a lot of the stuff that goes on here, these people that run the world from here, a lot of them are from over that way. They ancestors and them from over there. They be working with them. And America's, what do you call it? Like their supply, their major war supply is stationed in Europe. They send a lot of the weapons that they send to Ukraine comes from Europe. They ain't sending it directly from here. So I'm like, why do we have, it was like over hundreds. It was hundreds of, I sat there and watched the whole, when I walked up on it, I had just been, so many had already passed. And I sat there and recorded, waiting for the whole line. It was a whole line of the machine tanks. That's what they call it, the tanks. And then the trucks. And then it was actually tanks with it's recorded on my shorts videos months back. And it's just interesting. And like I said, they build, like all my prophetic warning videos and that prophetic warning playlist, it has been talking about this stuff. Down to the famine. It's going to be it's going to be a famine that happens. It's going to be, y'all think COVID was bad? That was just a warm up too. That was just a warm up. Y'all thought that was something. Imagine a prolonged version of that. And I already told y'all in that video not that long ago, like a couple weeks ago or so, about, I don't even remember what it was titled, but even that video, I told y'all it's not like, I see the repetition in the Bible. Like, when you read the Bible, you see how it's the same, like we deal with this stuff still. It's the same thing that goes on because history repeats. And the reason why history repeats is because humanity is so foolish that we don't learn the lessons of the past. And when you don't learn the lessons, and when you get ahead of yourself, and so many people that think that they are so in power and they're above God and they're above everybody, these narcissists of the world, everybody want to be narcs. Everybody think that everything is about them. And when you operate like that, God will humble you. When you get in these positions, you got all these politicians and these government elects, you got all these places, these pastors collectively working together against God to do things that go against God's laws and ordinances for the people. So all these people that think that, oh, there's no such thing as God, like God get ready to show a lot of people. He get ready to show a lot of people. He get ready to show a lot of people, because people really think that. It just baffles me. It baffles me. But, you know, I know they were saying it was going to be like rolling blackouts and all of that. And we see what's to come. And I just said the other day, I'm like, it's not a coincidence. Like what that man was, you know, now I'm thinking like, should I do that? But I don't know. I gotta get, God gonna let me know what everything I need to do. And one thing about it is when it's something that he needs you to do and he wants you to do, and he's forcing you to do, it's gonna present itself again. And then he's gonna set it all up. That's why God is very strategic, and he's very serious about humbling the modern day Babylon, which is America, because we're too on our high horse. This is the promised land, and people then came to the promised land and they're thinking that they run the promised land. No, baby. What God giveth, he can take it away, and he will take it away when you're not humble, and when you don't walk out in the assignment that he tells you to walk out in, and you get in these positions and you get ahead of yourself and you start thinking that you are God. You're not God. Like I've been telling y'all with these pastors, y'all look up to these pastors like they're God. They are vessels. I'm a vessel. I can never get up here and think that I can rule God out, and what I say should go. Like, it's just so much abominations that's going on, so much blasphemy. Like people literally take God's word for a joke. But he can already show you that word is bond. And he is the Lord your God. He create evil and he create peace. When he say, I, the Lord, do all these things. And when he say, you guys, you're going to call on me. So yeah, y'all, my phone went dead. But he was like, you know, and the scripture says, and they will call on me, but I will not hear them. You know, because people want to wait to the last minute. Don't wait to the last minute to try to call on God when stuff is hitting the fan like we always do. And at that time, he gonna be like, I gave you a chance. I gave you a chance. I was calling you. I've been calling you. I've been calling you. I've been trying to get you. I've been trying to get to you. I've been trying to talk to you. I've been trying to warn you. Warning comes before destruction. Pride comes before the fall. So many people are so prideful. So many people are so, you know, just so many different things. The pride is really eating at people, because people get on their high horse and they think that they are above and they don't need God. And a lot of people are mad at religion. So they like, oh, who is God? Ain't God ain't this, and oh, this, that, man. You're going to be calling on somebody when this ish hit the fan. You're going to be calling on God. You're going to be calling on him. And this is what I be saying. People be thinking, oh, well, if God was real, then why does so much wicked stuff happen? Because, yeah, he needs the wicked stuff to happen to humble these prunes out here who think that they are better and above the Most High. I told y'all in the other video the other day, I seen that, because at first I used to be like, you know, I didn't understand why evil had to happen either. Like, because I'm looking at God too, like, you supposed to just be, you know, super saver, you know, save everybody, just prevent things from happening. But no, that ain't how things work, because I do understand that there's repercussions for your actions, and you must pay. Everyone must pay. I told my daughter that today, nobody is exempt. And when you do things, you're gonna get yours back. Yesterday, before we went to the zoo, she in here flipping, and I know she saw her sister right there, and she do it anyway, but she be trying to be like, well, you should have moved out the way. She done kicked her and hit her in the mouth. She was bleeding. My baby had a cut on her tongue. And what happened today? She come home off the bus today. Her lip is busted from something that happened at school. She hit her mouth on somebody's head or something like that. She fell into them or something. And I told her that. I said, see, of course I hugged her first and stuff, but I'm like, look how quick you get your get back from what you did. You gotta be careful what you do to people. You gotta be careful about your heart posture when you're doing stuff, because sometimes stuff is just an accident. You don't mean to hurt people, but you're gonna get it back. You wanna get it back. But overall, you guys, just prepare, and this is the time to be truly stocking up on stuff. All that trying to keep up with the Joneses right now, I don't care what bracket you in. You need to be buying rice, flour, get you some water, okay? Get bartering items, get you some batteries, get your little stuff so you can hear what's going on. Like, prepare an event. Like, if it's a hurricane, you need to be preparing, I need to charge this up. I got me another flashlight too in there, a really good flashlight. It's like super bright. It's like so many different functions on it. But prepare, you guys. Prepare for a natural disaster, because this nuclear war is going to happen, because they are pushing, what's his name, to the point of no return. And that big old submarine he got is going to creep up on the land. And they're going to creep up on the land. They know the ways to get in. And Russia really right across the way. That's why I said, that's why I'm just questioning so much about what really be going on. Because Russia is right across the Bering Strait. Like, you can literally walk to Russia from America. That's why I be saying, why they keep calling us the West? When we seem like we really the East to them. Like, if you're looking at it from the map. But the fact that we're closer to Russia from the Bering Strait way. And I was doing some research. They say that's how long ago some of them Indians came over to the Americas, thousands and thousands of years ago. They came over through the Bering Strait, through the bridge that used to be there. And if you go on your Google Maps, go to Bering Strait and look at some of the reviews on there, and like it's like some history lessons within those reviews. People was why is it lightning outside? But if you look in the reviews, it just be a lot of history lessons in there. I'd be like, wow, like, some people really, I don't know, I could have people in my family too that, got some of these type of stories, but I just don't know people in my family like that. Like, I don't know their history or nothing. But this is why it really is good to talk to your great-grandparents, your grandparents, and it's, we need to start having these type of conversations about what has really went on, where you really from, because we don't know stuff. At least I don't know stuff. All right. But some people, grandparents actually came these certain routes and, a lot of different stuff. But me looking at that, I'm like, so why do they act like the only way that they was getting over here was through the Atlantic Ocean? And nah, they was coming the quicker way through the Bering Strait. That's why I was just like, a lot of stuff about history, a lot of stuff that they done told us, it's like lies, total deception, But you guys, God is going to he's using Russia. He's going to use Russia. He's going to use Russia. And like, it's just, It's biblical. That's why I'm saying, if you just see the pattern with the kings, like how the kings moved in the Bible, in Isaiah, in Jeremiah, in the book of Daniel, and how they all use the seers, and how they use their Chaldeans, and you know, they use these spirit guides and stuff too to help them know what's gonna come. This is what they still do. Like I told y'all in one of them other videos, what happened with Puttin, how they was trying to, I wonder if they ever got him. They was trying to off Puttin's spirit guide, Alexander Dungeon. They was trying to off him because he was helping Puttin with how to, about the way to go in to do the invasion and stuff. Like, he was giving him insight because he has spiritual gifts. And when you have spiritual gifts, you can, you know, it's a gift from God. You can have dreams about what's going to happen. You have visions. You have, you know, you're able to prophesy. And you're able to help. That's why I know it's something about the waterways. Like, this is really how they be getting in. And this is how they're going to creep up on the land. This is how they're going to creep up on the land to get to the White House and all of that. And now that I do a lot of studying the map and seeing how, you know, they have the forts at the bases. Now I see why they have like them all around the borders of the country, so that they can have their control. And going all the way up to the White House, like they were literally, that's why I wonder how they going to try to get in when they invade us, just how they invaded Ukraine, because they're going to invade and come here. And they're going to use the waterways. Gulf of Mexico is the mouth. It's the mouth. It's America's mouth. It's the opening. And this is why you can, from the Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi River goes from the Gulf of Mexico all the way up to the north. All the way up to the top. And then from there, it's like they can go through the Appalachian Mountains and get right to the White House. You know, that's why I say God's creation, these people, that's why I say stop giving so much credit to the white man. Stop giving so much credit to your politicians, and stop fearing the government more than you fear God, because everything, a lot of stuff that the government does, their principles, their orders, their, like, a lot of that stuff stems from God's law to humanity way back then, way long ago. The Bible is what built America's laws. They get their principles from God. Stop giving credit to man. Man. Because man is the very reason we in a lot of our situations that we're in now. Humans. Humans. Because you don't learn the lesson. This is why so many generational curses on our bloodlines. And then people give so much credit to ancestors when it's because of your ancestors why you're cursed. This is why he's moving a lot of black sheep in this season. He's calling you to break curses. He's calling you to answer the call on your life. He's trying to get you prepared. He's trying to get you in position. Everybody needs to be stocking up on food, doing what you got to do. Get your food, get your water, get your survival kits. Get your survival kits. Get your food, mainly because when the food goes out, it's going to be a while before that food gets to coming back in. We thought we seen something on COVID. That has nothing on what's about to come. This is going to be a true famine in the land. And it's going to last. For the famine, it was grievous. Like it said in that Bible. It's like, that's why I say, I don't know, like, when I read the Bible, it's like so deep for me. It's like my ability to just, I just think it's the gift that God has given me. Just when I read, I don't read it regular. It's just like the insight that he puts in me. It's just like, I don't read it for what it says. It's like I read it in real time, and you know, it just is weird. But I just know it's God, and he's preparing us. Nothing happens by coincidence in this season, baby. You have no time to be scared about the unknown. You have no time to be scared about moving. If God is putting it on your heart to move, you need to go. You don't need to worry about the ifs, ands, or whats and buts and who gonna be mad and who you're leaving behind and you ain't gonna have nobody here and it. You gotta go. You gotta move. When God say go, it's time to go. You're going to have to leave some stuff behind. He is preparing you. So, you guys, get ready. Get ready. Have your plans, you know. Have your plans, because when it hit the fan, everybody is going to be in a frenzy. Everybody's going to be going crazy. Everybody, just look how, you know, with 9/11 happening, when that happened, you know, everybody was going crazy everywhere. People leaving this place, and it's going to be traffic, and it's going to be so much. This is why, you know, I understand the patience God is giving me, and why certain things that I just want, maybe the reason why he's just prolonging it and everything, because it's things come at an appointed time, and that's why you just have to trust God no matter how long things are taking to come to pass. If he gave you a vision, if he gave you a promise, and it's taking a while for it to come to pass, you just got to be obedient and do what he's telling you to do right now, and wait. Continue to stay steadfast within him, and understand that the promise will come. The things he promised you that you will have and that you will get again after losing so much, and those things will be restored to you in due time. But right now, he is preparing us for the battle that's getting ready to come. We worried about materialistic things when he knows it's getting ready to be real war. We're getting ready to really go to war, you know. And this is another thing, like, you know, they got us so divided by everything else. When it all come down to it, ain't nobody looking at race for real, for real. It's like we got all this, you know, stuff. When it come down to it, everybody helping everybody. And that's one thing that I have noticed during natural disasters, during big snowstorms. Like, people ain't looking at me and being like, oh, well, you a black girl, I'm not helping you. They see me with my kids. Oh, I didn't have kids, you know, back in sometimes, but they're helping on a daily. People just, they look out. You know, that's why I say the world is full of goofies out here, but there are some good people. And when times like natural disasters and stuff like that come, we really do work together. And you need to have bartering items. For the money is going to fail. Your money ain't going to be worth a dang on thing when this stuff comes. You're going to need physical items. You're going to need to be able to trade physical items. And some people might only have money. They might not have prepared like you have. They might have stuff that you need. They might have those items. And you might be able to, they might give you money for what you have. And you just save it for when, you know, when stuff get back good and you're going to be rich off of it. But get you some bartering items. Get you some things. You know, that's why I'm so mad about my storage. Because when I tell you I had everything in there. I had floats. I had life jackets. I had, you know, every candles, packs of batteries, flashlights, baking soda, bleach, Windex. Well, not Windex. I ain't had no Windex. Like, but hella food, hella canned goods, hella water, snacks for the girls. But hella canned goods. Go to Sam's Club, get you some stock. Do what you can. If you got to go to food pantries right now or whatever, just to get your emergency kits. Because you might not have a lot. You might not be able to go buy a lot of bulk stuff and all of that. But get what you can. Go to the dollar store. Go start buying stuff. The main things you want to, because in a push come to shove, at least you can. The goal is to survive. You might not have the most, you know, pleasurable food to eat, but you'll be able to feed your kids something. You'll be able to feed yourself something so that you won't go hungry. Learn how to, that's why part of me, the only reason I would want a partner at this point is like to learn survival. But that's why I say a lot of these people out here, a lot of these dudes, they don't have survival skills that I want my man to have. You need to have some real survival skills. Like, can you help me can we light a fire from scratch? So I've been watching some videos about how to light a fire from just nothing, like just really just trying to watch these survival type videos. You know, that's why when it comes to that partner stuff, that's why I want somebody I can really, that really, you know, how to survive, like old school survival. You know, we can, these are the skills that we need to be learning. We worry about all this superficial stuff. We so privileged as a generation, as a society. We so privileged. We don't know how to even make a lot of our own stuff. We can't make no bread from scratch. We can't make nothing. We don't know no survival skills. So when I like to watch other people's videos, especially from like the islands and stuff, to see how they just, because a lot of them just cook outside. I love that for them. And that's why I just be wishing that I knew how to do some of that stuff. So that's why I'm just like learning. I watch YouTube videos on how to start a fire. Like, you never know, you might need to know how to start a fire. We don't know if it's gonna be winter when this stuff go down, and it's gonna be cold. If the electricity out, we're gonna be, you know, we need blankets. You need all this type of stuff. So get your stuff in order. Have y'all some sweatpants, have you some rain boots. You don't know what's gonna happen. We really do need to get back to being prepared for times like this, because yes, stuff like this might not happen all the time, but through history, if you do a history check, and stuff happens. Stuff happens. So we need to always have emergency kits. Always have emergency clothes, boots, jackets, some gear. We need to be prepared for stuff like this. Get your goods, your non-perishable items. Have your water on deck. Because even like grains go a long way. Get you some grits, get you some oatmeal, get you some stuff that will be filling for your children so they can just have something on their stomach. Get your can openers, or get your knives and learn how to open up the can without a can opener. I was just watching a video of that too, because I had to think about stuff like that. I'm like, dang, you know, you get so privileged and then you forget how to do stuff. Like, I'm like, dang, what if I don't got my can opener? I'm gonna have to, you know, use a knife and use another thing and bang it and all of this. Get your hammers, get stuff, you know. But I just feel like we have got too comfortable as a society. It's like we're losing touch of survival skills because we're too privileged. America is very privileged, and this is what I was saying in like one of my recent videos. Like, we take advantage of the things that we're privileged to here because we're just given a lot. So yeah, we don't really see how good we have it compared to other countries, and it's like it's never enough for us. It's like an insatiable desire that we have for more, and just greed, and we don't appreciate it. Look at us as America. We waste a lot of food. It's just a lot, and we just don't appreciate it. And then you got our government officials. They just doing wild stuff too, thinking that they in all this control, doing that to Russia, taking them off the financial system and all that, when they know we top tier. That's why they want to attack our systems. That's why the cell phones might not work. They're going after our power grids. They're going after, they ain't worried about that small stuff. They're going to hit you where it hurt. Your technology. Oh, y'all big and bad in technology, huh? Okay. Oh, y'all did this. Y'all took us off y'all financial systems. Y'all held our money that's over there in y'all financial systems. Y'all want to play like this? Okay. Your systems, huh? Your systems will be going down. It's like all the social media influencers and all of that. The internet is not going to go down for a long time, but it will go down, I feel like. I do believe that it's going to be an internet crash. Because people get on their high horses, people get in positions, and they get comfortable, like, you know, because I just see it oftentimes with some of these people who get to making a lot of money off of social media, and then you just get to just splurging. Like, God get very humble America as a whole. People going to learn to, when you get opportunities, make the best of your opportunity. When you get into these different positions, you get these good jobs, you get good pay, steward your money well. Invest in assets, not liabilities. Keeping your money in these banks, people gonna see when this system go down and they wipe everything out. They better make sure they wipe them student loans up out of there too. When they wipe it out, when they take all the money out these banks, because it's just a system. That's why I was like, I gotta understand, everything is just numbers. Everything is just numbers. And if a glitch in the system sends your bank account numbers to zero, what you think the bank gonna do? They ain't gonna do nothing. They ain't gonna do nothing. And at least they not bailing out the small folks before they bail out the big corporations. That's why months back, they've been preparing for this stuff. That's why I said, y'all gotta watch our prophetic warning playlist. When the Pope told all the people over here who, like, all the joint people that, like, the big churches, like, because all of these are really backed by the Catholics. They're backed by the Vatican and all of this. Like, y'all gotta watch that video on my playlist. A lot of these churches here, they're backed by them. And the Pope told all the people in the U.S., all the corporations and stuff in the U.S. that's tied to them, to move their money to the Vatican Bank, to the Vatican banking system. Because they know, they've been preparing for the last year since Ukraine invaded, since Russia invaded Ukraine. They've been preparing for this. Chase, they moved their money. They didn't move money around. That's why y'all gotta get off the internet, get off of social media. And even though some people talk about this stuff on social media, but they got the people distracted with more nonsense, with, the agendas that they like to push through your influencers that y'all idolize so much was a complete abomination to God, which is the first 3 dang on commandments in the 10 commandments is not to put nobody before God. And that's another reason why God is humbling America as a whole. But they use those puppet masters to blind you guys, to keep y'all worried about BS instead of focusing on what y'all need to be focused on, and to keep polluting the community, especially our community, to keep us destructing. This is what they're doing. And we too busy focused on that stuff that we're not focused on what's really going on out here. And then when ish hit the fan, everybody's crying and in a frenzy and wondering, oh, why me? Oh, what's going on? Oh, they didn't warn us. No, they warned you. The warnings have been out here. But people don't like to do what's boring, what seems and is what's not entertainment. I'm done preaching and lecturing because I done made the video longer than I wanted to make it. But y'all better get ready. Get ready, guys. It's about to be a real humbling season. The banks ain't for you. When it come down to it, it's every man for themselves. These banks are preparing them on their own self. They're going to snatch all your money. We didn't see what had happened with Wells Fargo and with a lot of these banks, these major banks. And truth be told, I don't believe that your money's safer in a credit union than in a bank. All of it operate off the same financial systems. Similar financial systems. All linked to the grid. All linked to technology. Don't put your trust in nothing that is faulty like that. This is why they say to buy real assets. Buy the land. Buy real property. Even though real property, it can get destroyed too. But it's more insurable. It's more protection than having your money sitting up in these banks when they can just wipe your stuff out. And when it hit the fan, they can tell you, oh, we can only give you but this many dollars. People gonna be real upset. And I've worked in the banking field and saw that myself, and the people were mad. We said the system's down. People don't want to hear that the system's down. They don't want to hear that. I'm never gonna forget working at the credit union. I used to work at MICU in Baltimore, MICU Baltimore Credit Union, Municipal Employees Credit Union, where a lot of state, like state governments and the firefighters and all of them, a lot of them in Baltimore City that work for Baltimore City and stuff, a lot of them bank there because of like the benefits that they get for banking with the credit union. Y'all know most credit unions are, offer incentives for the, certain like jobs, certain careers, like state employees and federal employees and stuff like that. And them people be mad when that time when our systems went down. We told them they could only give you $50. I think it was $100. Y'all can only withdraw $100 out the bank. People were mad about that. This is why you got some people who be like, the dealers, they ain't, even some old school grandparents, they ain't keeping their money in no bank. They keeping that thing right under the mattress. Because these banks, I done seen it firsthand working in it. I done seen a lot of stuff working in it. That's why I'm so grateful for the jobs that I was in before I came out of the regular working world. I'm glad to be in those positions, and that's why I say God is strategic about everything he does. It's a reason that I was put in all of those jobs for this very thing, to be able to understand how stuff go. And people be mad. People don't play about their money. We done seen over there in China, they done had a little protest thing going for the bank, for them doing the same thing with their money. These governments, they don't really care. All of them ain't none better than the other. They all fighting against each other, and they all protecting themselves more than they protecting the people. It's literally the 1% against the 99. Truth be told, that's what it's really about. They protecting their stuff. They gonna keep taking from the 99, and you going as the 99. All we can do is sit back and cry a river and keep on slaving away to make those folk richer. Keep sending up, keep working hard for our money and splurging it back by spending it with them and giving it back to them, and we ain't owning nothing, and they owning everything. So we gotta get it together. We gotta get it together. It's not about trying to get rich to stun on people, but it's about setting up your family for success. That's what it's about. Having strategy, having plans in place for times like this, having emergency funds for times like this, having your stockpile, growing your food, doing all of this stuff. Because when, like I said in the Bible, for the money faileth. They needed food. We have money, but they said for the money faileth. When all that stuff was going on with Joseph, preparing, when God told Joseph to store up bread in the storehouses and all across the cities and all of that, and it came down to Egypt because of the famine that was very gruesome and all of that. They said, for the money faileth. We don't have, like, the money is no good. We got money, but it's no good because there's no food here. It's a famine. There's no food here. So now we got to go down to another country and get food from them. So it's a big shift that's happening in the world. I see it. I feel it. That's why God is calling a lot of people. That's why a lot of people is giving their life over to God now and transitioning. It's not by coincidence. It's God trying to, you know, a lot of us already been marked anyway since birth. We've been out here astray in the world, and God is calling people back home to the kingdom of God, to the kingdom of light. He's calling people out of the world and into the kingdom to prepare for this very time such as this. So you guys, I'm gonna leave this video here. I'll see y'all in the next video. I wasn't supposed to do this video today, but that just like, I had to talk about this. Yeah, and I'll see y'all tomorrow in the next video for my other little topics that we gotta talk about, you know, about this Black community here. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Deuces.